These my little baby teeth. The Premier League transfer window slammed shut. Bayern search for a Sane alternative. The Premier League is back. We've got a roundup of the rest of the day's transfer rumours and your Friday feels. That and more coming up in the next few minutes as I'm your host, Matt Froelich. You are the Onefootballers and this is the Daily News. First off, and to the transfer window, which in England slammed shut yesterday. There were deals all across the board and it was a pretty good day for the likes of Arsenal, who bought in David Luiz and Kieran Tierney. Spurs managed to get Lo Celso and Sessegnon over the line. Everton's tweet for Alex Iwobi late on. Ismaila Sarr moved to Watford in a record-breaking deal for the club. Leicester bought in Dennis Plaet from Sampdoria. Manchester United lost Romelu Lukaku to Inter Milan. Aaron Moy went to Brighton. Burnley signed Danny Drinkwater on loan. And the biggest deal of the day, literally the biggest, is that big Andy Carroll made his homecoming and returned to Newcastle United. All of this meant that this summer Premier League clubs have spent £1.4 billion on transfers. Who said that the game isn't getting ridiculous these days? But the drama is not over yet, as the likes of Spain, Italy and France still have their transfer windows open for the next few weeks. This means that a few players in the Premier League could still be leaving. Paul Pogba, for example, is still on the radar of Real Madrid, and Atletico Madrid are said to be interested in Tottenham's Christian Eriksen, so don't rule out a move for those two just yet. Alongside this, the free transfers can still find a new club as well. This is all the guys who don't yet have a team. So Danny Sturridge, who was released from Liverpool, and Fernando Llorente, who was released from Tottenham, as well as players like Saido Berahino, can all go and find new teams without giving in to the rules of the transfer window. But one player who won't be moving on for the moment is Leroy Sane. Manchester City yesterday confirmed that he did damage the anterior cruciate ligament in his right knee and so will be out for a few months. This means that his potential move to Bayern Munich is all but off. Don't rule out them coming back for him in the January transfer window, but for now, they're going to need to find a replacement. First off on the list is apparently Ivan Perisic. Now, the Croatian winger at Inter Milan has been linked with a move to Manchester United and Arsenal in the last few seasons, but he hasn't left just yet. So Bayern Munich have got in touch to see whether or not they'd be willing to sell him. If this doesn't work out, there's also rumours that Coutinho and Gareth Bale are on their radar, but it's more than likely that both players don't want a loan move. In fact, I don't think both clubs want a loan move either. They want to get rid of them for good, get some money in and get them off the wage bill. Those two look a little bit unlikely, but more likely than Sane joining at the moment. But for Bayern Munich, it doesn't look like they're too goal shy at the moment, and even though it was a friendly game against amateur side FC Rotak Egen, they did manage to win 23-0. There were hat-tricks for Corentin Tolisso and Robert Lewandowski, as well as a debut for €80 million signing Lucas Hernandez. But next up, and finally, it is here, the return of the Premier League. After all these months without it, for those fans who are dying to see their new signings, well, you only have to wait a day or two, or in Liverpool and Norwich's case, to tonight, where they kick off the opening day of the Premier League. Normally in most leagues around Europe, not all of them, but most of them, the champions kick off the season. But as is with the case with the British media, they wanted Liverpool to win it so badly, they'd probably pay loads to rewrite the history books and say they won it anyway. Unfortunately for them, they did not, and Manchester City kick off their Premier League action tomorrow as they travel to West Ham. As for the game tonight, well, Jurgen Klopp did say that Sadio Mane could be involved after missing the Community Shield and only returning from a holiday on Monday. This is because he was given extended leave after being involved in the African Cup of Nations with Senegal in the summer. So with him out of the team, it looks like Divock Origi could make up the last man in that front three for Liverpool. And as for the rest of the football, well, we'll get onto it just a little bit later in today's Friday Feels. But first, we come to a roundup of the rest of the transfer news, because you guys haven't had enough transfer news, have you? No, this one is a European-themed transfer news, as we've already talked about all the major deals in the English game. So first off, and Eintracht Frankfurt have managed to bring Kevin Trapp back to the club on a permanent basis after he spent last year there on loan from PSG. Inter Milan are still interested in more signings, with Lazio Sergei Milinkovic-Savic on top of the list. Donny van der Beek's move to Real Madrid is still on, and Dortmund Shinji Kagawa wants a new challenge and is looking to leave the club, with the club only asking for around €2 to €3 million. So lastly but not least, we come to today's Friday Feels. The season is back, so are the Friday Feels, and I'm excited. You guys let me know all your thoughts down in the comments section below. It could be any prediction on any of the weekend's football. For me, I'm going for Liverpool to beat Norwich 3-0 in the season opener. In the cracker at Old Trafford on Sunday, I'm going for Manchester United to draw 1-1 with Chelsea. And lastly but not least, in the opening game of Ligue 1, I think Monaco will fall to a 2-1 home defeat to Lyon. So let me know your Friday Feels down below, as well as the rest of your thoughts on the daily news and the transfer deadline day signings. Of course, whilst you're down there, you can also smash the like button and click here or here to check out all of the other videos we've got going on OneFootball. But until next time, have a great weekend, enjoy the Premier League, and I will see you guys next time.